Hello, my lovelies. Elsie here, just to do a reading, just a collective reading for you. So no, this isn't timestamped because it's not for your energy. It's for everybody's energy, and that's what a all signs collective reading is. So thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you for doing that. I love doing these readings. Thank you so much for loving on them because I do appreciate it, and it keeps me wanting to do them. So just came by with some oracles. We're going to use some oracles, and then we're going to throw some tarot at it, see what comes out. This is for the collective. So I will call out the signs and symbols as you need to know them in order to know what's going on. And you can make your decision. Put on your intuitive hat and read with me. If you can hear long enough, you probably are anyway, right? All right. Let's take a look here for the collective. Tell me what's coming up for the collective, please. I don't date or time these readings. I feel like you'll find it when it is meant for you to find it. Optimism. I like it. You know what? We are in the fall equinox, right? And so it feels like there is abundance coming for you. I want to say that for, optimism, she's got a lot of abundance. This person is open to whatever good will come, no matter what it is. It doesn't matter if she already has enough apples, if she already has enough peaches, enough pears. It doesn't matter. She's ready for all of it. Bring it to me. I'm ready for it. She's got her arms open. Whatever the universe is going to bring to you, that's what you're going to accept. It's all about going with the flow, right? The optimism of knowing that if I'm open to it, it will all be mine. I like it. Somebody's manifesting in the right way, because you can hope for what you want as much as you want, but unless you're really open to it, you can't force the narrative, right? Unless you're really open to it. I had somebody, right? Yes, I'm being reminded that somebody in a private reading said, well, you can't go against me because I got my word from God. Well, then you really don't need me, do you? But what I'm saying is that this person wasn't really open to what I had to say in the first place. So don't waste your money if that's how you're coming at me to give me this really long backstory for your private read because you want to sway my opinion. My opinion has nothing to do with these reads, by the way. It's all about this. You must be open to whatever comes. Whatever comes from the universe, you have to be open. You can't choose whether it's peaches or pears or apples. You can't choose. You got to be open. And when you decide to play with the universe like that, you just don't get what you want. All right, courage. The courage to be open to whatever comes to you, not asking for whatever you want, but courage to take whatever is coming, to be able to see things with clarity. Look, the third eye being open and having self-awareness is a shit show. It is, because you start seeing things, the things that you start seeing are things that you never saw before, and now you see them with a great clarity and you can't unsee them. You can't know it and then go against the universe. So I think that somebody is about to open up courageously to the universe who decided that I'm just going to open it up to you. Tell me what I need. And here it comes, fulfillment. I believe that fulfillment is what is coming for you, my friend. Tell me more. I like it. I like it. Optimism card always tells me of Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. It's all green and lush, and we're in the garden. We're outside. So it tells me that. Courage energy. This card always tells me that it's time for you to find the courage to be confident enough to let that third eye open. I know on your heart there's green, that the things that you are seeing or receiving are for you, are true. I've got empathy. Why is it in the reverse? It says I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. So it does feel like somebody here is not yet open to seeing the side of the situation that is the side of the universe. The universe is like, look, you just need to be open, you need to be courageous, and I will bring you what you need. But someone here is apathetic about it. They don't have a feeling one way or another. Like, yeah, you're going to bring me what I want, but what about what I want right now? Well, that's not really up to you either, right? And that's the truth. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. I don't think that you are right now. I don't think that you're open to seeing any sides of any situation at this time but your own. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. You do, and that's the truth. It all is about you. being able to be open, not trying to steer the ship in the way you want it steered, but letting your source take the wheel and show you what you need, because that's what they know what you need, right? Whoever your source is. Last card. All right. Tell me more about the collective, please. Collective energies. Look, maybe this isn't even your reading. I hope you're not getting offended. It's always very Canadian of me to apologize. But the truth is the truth, and it can't be stifled or muffled, and that's the honest truth. And I'm only ever going to give you that. You can trust that. Work through your fears. It is new moon in Scorpio. I think you need a plan. Scorpio is very strategic, very planned. Someone who's not going to make a decision quickly, but is going to move at the goal very slowly, having looked at all the twists and turns. And if I do this, this will happen. If I'll do that, that'll happen. It feels like you need to work through your fears of being the one who's in control, because Scorpio is always the one in control. They've got it very planned. They're very slow and at making a decision, but it's like, once Scorpio makes the decision, they never go back, because that's a fixed sign energy, right? You could be a Scorpio possibly, or a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. Keep getting energy off this card. Sorry, I keep going back. It feels like you need more empathy. Maybe you're someone who is just awakening to your empathic side, realizing that you're an empath. It is fearful. It is. Okay. Waking up is fearful. It is. It's scary, y'all, because you see things you never saw before. A time for healing. The balsamic moon. All right. Let's take a look at some tarot for you here. Tell me about the collective, please. What is this optimism about? This is a consciousness, by the way. That's what it says at the top of the card. So you need to be in the consciousness of optimism. Things are always going my way. Things are working out exactly as I want. All things that are coming to me are positive things, and I'm going to be open to whatever the universe is about to give me, even if it isn't the exact person that I want. That maybe I'm supposed to be open to someone else. Maybe that person hasn't been arriving and I've been waiting for 20 years because that person's not for me, but I'm stuck on them. I have put the label of soulmate on their forehead, and I will go to my grave knowing that they're my soulmate and I can't have them. And maybe you've just got yourself stuck there because you can't see the situation from another side. It's a possibility. I'm just giving it to you as a possibility. Tell me about optimism. All right. So I think what's coming up is you're about to have a realization that as long as you stay open to the universe, you can manifest whatever you want. Look, it's the truth. The only thing standing between you and what you want is a change of mind. It's a change of attitude. It's the realization that I have all the aces. Everything is within reach for me, because I am the person who is ready for it. I'm ready with all the aces. Whatever the universe is going to give me, whether it's love, the Ace of Cups, or conversation, or truth, Ace of Swords, or Ace of Wands, a passionate connection, or something I'm passionate about, or the Ace of Pentacles, whether it's money or something to invest in. But the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. It feels like you want to have the courage to see the things the way they are, and I think you will. The Six of Pentacles in the reverse, honey, I think you're about to see that not everybody's giving you as much reciprocity as you think they are. And that includes friends, family. I think that if you stop watering the plants, my friend, you'll see that some of those plants will die because no one else is watering them but you. All right, so you are about to get justice. You're about to get your empathy back in place. You're about to figure out here. You're about to see another side of a situation. You're going to get justice. So for some of you, you are opening up to the fact that you are an empath, and you've got to feel it. You've got to feel all of it. Work through your fears. Look, I think that there's a big reward coming when you decide to work through your fears. You go from the Five of Pentacles, which is, a place of sort of imprisonment. It could be financially, for sure. Please know that all of those things, whether you believe it or not, are linked. Your perception how positive or negative you are in your thought patterns, those all contribute to whatever transpires in your life. And the Five of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune tells me that someone has a really big change of mind, change of attitude, change of the way they look at the world, that maybe you stop blaming people. Maybe that person that hurt you, when you start realizing that everybody's walking around in just adult bodies, but they're children dealing with their past, their terrible past, you start to have a little more empathy for people that hurt you. And I'm not saying forgive them and forget them. I'm saying, please, for yourself, give them some forgiveness or at least some empathy. Knowing that now that you see things clearer, that's the decision you have to make. Once you do become empathic, you do begin to see things in a different light. You start to see people who are walking around with armor on. You start to see that, oh, okay, I realize that person yelled at me because of the terrible things that are going on in their life. That's the ability to see the other side of it. And then you're out of this feeling of, I'm going to get them before they get me. You're out of that feeling. I feel like you go from the Five of Pentacles to the Wheel of Fortune, and that is the most beautiful thing I've seen in a reading this week. I'm telling you, you go from feeling like you're disconnected or on the outside looking in, or maybe you're having financial issues. The things are about to get better, no matter what the situation is that's making you feel disconnected, or if you are barely making it week to week. I feel like the Wheel of Fortune here is telling you that there's some big changes coming, and that you're going to have to work through your fears, because these changes are not going to look fun on the surface, because change is hard. It's super hard to change. Once you have a thought pattern, it is super hard, especially if you are a fixed sign like a Scorpio. We have all the fixed signs here: Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. And so change is hard for everybody, but especially for someone who is a fixed sign, because they're immovable. They don't like to be moved when they don't like to be moved. That's the truth. So you could be a fixed sign: Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, or Leo. We've got Aries here as well. We've got Libra here. Look, I feel that you are about to have your third eye cranked open, but I think it's because you have the courage to be optimistic with the universe and say, look, I'm going to just open my arms, bring me what I am. Because look, you're not manifesting what you want, you're manifesting what you are, right? We talk about that a lot. So you're manifesting what you are. So who are you? Look in the mirror. Are you negative? Are you pointing at people? Are you placing blame on the outside? Are you looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, oh, yeah, you did that. Now we're going to try and find a way to fix it. It really does depend on how courageous you are to put your empathy in the upright. Because once you become empathic, you don't go back. You can't unsee it. Yeah. I think you see it, because we go from the Five of Pentacles to the Wheel. And I love that energy. Okay. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, it's in the future here. Look, it's kind of going to be off camera, but it's in the future here. The Queen of Pentacles is here. So there is abundance. Look, you go from the Five of Pentacles to the Wheel to this. So somebody is about to have their financial situation change. And just because you've decided to see your situation for what it really is, maybe you're overspending, maybe you buy too many shoes, maybe you eat out too much. I feel like somebody is about to come into this thinking of stability. I got to watch where I spend my money. I'm going to save as much as I can. It feels like it could be a pentacle thing. Maybe you figure out how to save more money to move to a better place. It feels like there's some stability coming here for you, and I love it. And it is after you make a decision. After being stuck here in this place of indecision for so very long, what do? I'm not really sure what to pick. I'm scared I'm going to make a mistake. All right. Okay. I'm supposed to use these to clarify, then let's do that. Tell me about this optimism. I think that you being open to the universe brings in this magician energy. I feel that finally you send your signal to the universe. Look, bring me what I deserve. And that in itself, I feel opens your eyes to the fact that you've always had all the aces, my friend. It's always been about you and what you want. Tell me about the optimism of the magician, please. Somebody's realizing that they are the magician. We've got the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. Very interesting. You've decided to use the Ace of Swords. The magician has all the aces. I feel like the universe is telling you it's time to tell your truth. It's time to speak up. It's time to say the things that maybe other people don't want to hear, but the things that you really need to say. And I feel that you picked the Ace of Swords because it is something that you have to say. You need truth and clarity and honesty, and I'm not doing anything that doesn't allow me to be those things. And I feel that your arms being open to the universe is, tell me what to say. I'm tired of being disconnected. 5 of Pentacles. It's time for me to reconnect to somebody who is the 6 of Cups. So it feels like the 6 of Cups is someone that you know, someone that is maybe a family member, or someone that you grew up with, possibly someone that you taught some things to or gave some things to. But the 6 of Cups to me, whether it is platonic or romantic, to me the 6 of Cups is always about we're very deeply connected. So whether it's a friend or a family member or a love, I feel like you're open to it now, and I feel like this comes in. I feel like you need to speak out the reasons why you were in the 5 of Pentacles in the first place, why you were disconnected. The thing about 5s is they are about lack, but when I see more than one in a reading, it's about quick change. Everything is about to change very quickly, my friend. And it's for no other reason other than you work through your fears. I think you're having the courage to see your 3D relationships for what they really are. I think, unfortunately, some of the people that you have around you in your life, they don't give you reciprocity. I feel like you always are, watering the plants. You're always the one calling them, making the plans. How are you doing? Haven't heard from you in a couple weeks. It's like someone is, there's people in your life who are not giving you reciprocity. And that's the truth of it. When you open your eyes and your awareness comes, you start to see people for who they really are. And it's not a fact of cutting them out because you don't like them. It's a fact of, I can't do this to me anymore. I can't be used like that anymore. And you start to have more compassion for yourself in the perception. Wait a second, I've been the one doing all the work. And you'll find that when you stop watering the plants, that some of them die, and maybe it's just time to throw them out and start again. Just saying. We've got the 2 of Swords. Yeah, you got some big decisions coming up, my friend. Yeah, big decisions. Some of them are going to be hard, I feel. And I feel like you're going to have to speak up and say things you haven't said before. The Page of Swords is now I'm watching to see what everyone else does. I'm telling you, I've taken my place at the back of a room of a social event for many years to watch how people interact with each other. And it's amazing what people will tell you when they don't even know that someone's watching. Yeah, for sure. And I think that you start with the Page of Swords to get to the bottom of things. Page of Swords is Aquarius. Aquarius isn't just okay with knowing that they're right. Because Aquarius is very smart. And I'm just going to say it doesn't mean that all of you are not. But Aquarius is very intelligent. And Aquarius, it's not enough for them to know that they were right. They got to get underneath and say, okay, well, why was I right? And why was that person telling me that I was wrong? How does it look from their perspective? Like, they get right to the bottom of everything. So I feel like you're really starting to look over all of your relationships to find out which ones are not giving you reciprocity or stability at this time. There it is, the 3 of Swords. It is tough, I'm sorry. And I think everybody wants to hear that the awakening or the spiritual awakening and all of that is beautiful and lovely and romantic. The fact of the matter is that someone's going to be throwing your hair while you're puking in the toilet. They're going to be holding your hair for you, right? It feels like the 3 of Swords is just that. It's like, I got to make these decisions. It's going to make me sick to my stomach. I have to do it, though, because I love myself more. Now I have a perception of who I am. I am the person who's open with optimism to abundance. And if I'm going to continue to be that person, I have to slowly look over, make some very discreet but impactful changes in my life as it pertains to who I deal with. I feel like I don't feel like you're gonna make any swift, hasty measures. I don't think you're gonna swing that sword and cut people out hastily. And it might even be over years, because that's who the Knight of Pentacles is, right? It could be over a period of years that you start to make these changes in your life. really looking at who's giving you reciprocity and who's not. Look, that could be family as well. I'm saying maybe you're the one that they're always asking for stuff and you're always the one giving, but they're never giving anything in return. And I'm not saying that you need to give in order to receive. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that you're the person who's being used up. You're the person who you're realizing that you're the person who's being used by a lot of people. I feel like this justice is telling me that you are going to get justice in this here, in this empathy, open to seeing both sides of a situation. I think that you were only open up till now, or up till whenever this reading resonates for you, you were only open to seeing your side of it. And your side of it is, well, I'm a good friend. I'm a great friend. I'm always going to be there when you need me. Look, who doesn't need that friend? But when it comes to a point where you're starting to keep ahead of your head shit because you're taking care of everybody else, that's no good for you either. I feel like the justice is you're about to get some sort of a karmic lesson that that you really can be, you can really have empathy for people and say, I'm sorry that's happening to you. And if they ask you for tools, maybe you can give them. But if they don't ask you, let them be who they are. And you get to decide after you let them be who they are, you get to decide whether you want to have them in your life or not. And that's the justice of empathy. You can see things from a distance. And you know whether or not you want to continue on with helping this person because it's genuine, or whether this other person, maybe this one's really genuine and I'm going to keep that one, but this one over here, nah, brah. They can't use me anymore. So we have the Four of Cups. Look, you don't want to make this decision. You don't. Look, this person's hiding their face. The Ace of Cups is above their head. They're hiding their face. They're kind of like, well, I could just probably get some people together and go out and have some fun and party, and then I won't have to worry about, we could just keep with the celebration and we could keep with the surface conversation and, hey, good to see you when you're at a party, but you can't count on this person for anything. It feels like you want to make a decision, a hard one, and right now you're kind of trying to avoid it in this moment here. We have the Four of Swords and we have the Five of Wands. So I think that you're trying to make decisions and you're kind of dragging your heels. And that's okay. You know what? You have to be there for a while. You're doing this. You're moving at it slowly, looking over the details. How do people treat me? Do I like my feeling about myself when I'm in that person's presence, or do they pick me apart? Virgo energy. Do they pick me apart because they feel like I should be like them? Or it feels like somebody is trying to make a decision about what they're going to do next in their life, because make no mistake about it, once you have this awakening or this courage to see things for what they really are, it can start to be a lonely place because you realize that you want to be in optimism. And if the people around you are negative, that's not where you want to be. So I think that the Five of Wands is telling me that you're going at it slow, that you're kind of still beating yourself up about it before you do it. There is some healing here with the Four of Swords, and I feel like you're healing this feeling of, I must have this justice. I must see things for what they truly are, and then I need to act on them. Five Wands, right? I need to act on the things that I see. We have worked through your fears. I think that's exactly what you're doing. Gosh, this Scorpio energy is serving you well. I feel like if you are a Scorpio, that I feel like it's serving you well. I think that you are about to hit the jackpot here. The Wheel of Fortune is here. It is the planet of abundance, right? You could be someone who's Taurus, and if you are, just know that, Jupiter is still in your sign until like the 25th of May next year, 2024. And it is currently in retrograde. Look, it's Jupiter in retrograde is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing for any of us right now. It's making us turn inward. When it goes direct, Jupiter is about all of your abundance and what's happening around the outside, all the beautiful things that are being called in for you. But when it's in the reverse, it's all about the inner abundance. What do I do for me? What am I going to say? How am I going to have the abundance for me? Or it's never about the other people then. It's about you. And that's, how we came out of Virgo energy, and we're in the Libra energy. And it feels like now that you've come out of looking over all the details here, now you're getting into a place of balance, and that's when the wheel comes forward. So I think that these changes are going to be hard. It's going to be really tough for you to come out of the Five of Pentacles and get to the wheel, but I think it is possible. Look at that. I'm just saying. Look at that. The universe has got your back. We've got strength and the Wheel of Fortune. The universe has your back. You will be given enough courage. You will have the courage to do the things that you want to do. But I think it's some big changes and decisions that's coming up for you here, collective. Yeah. So go back over it again. We have Aquarius energy. We do have Aries. We have Libra. We have Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Libra. We have Scorpio energy here. I believe Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Take it as it resonates. You're carrying a lot of burdens, and it's time to let them go. And I think that there's maybe people in your pentacle world who are not necessarily true to you, that you've been letting hang on to your energy for a very long time. You're about to see that for what it is. You're about to drop these burdens and begin again, possibly something new. Maybe you're going to materialize something. You've learned a lesson here. You're going to materialize something. You're going to become the teacher of this lesson. And the lesson is that if I don't open up to the universe and I try to control the whole damn thing, there's no way I'm going to be able to see empathically for myself. And it's not always for someone else. That it's time for you to look inward. That's what Jupiter in retrograde is. It's time to look inward. Jupiter will retrograde until the 30th of December, and then it'll go direct, and it's still going to be in your sign until the end of May if you are a Taurus. All right, after that it's Aries, I believe. So we have the Hierophant. Yeah, I feel like you've learned a beautiful spiritual lesson here, and that is that you can start over at any time. You can make a decision and you can materialize anything you want. Why? Because you're the magician. There it is. That Ace of Pentacles is there. So now we've got you using the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. It's a page, but nonetheless, the ace is in the air. Yep, for sure. You're about to change your life with this decision that you're making, my friend. And it's been terrifying. You're behind the fear wall and you're holding ground here. Yeah. You'll come to it. You'll figure it out. I love you guys. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for watching. I am out for now. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.